back with episode 2. I messed up episode 1. So we had to fight this big giant without spending any skill points. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be back. Right, let's go. We've got to follow this guy.
Let's go!
So we're off to the first place.
Can't get used to the way you knights talk.
Inspect the area
Especially
where
how
the
you switch
body
back and
was.
forth between flowery and, well, near normal.
We are knights errant, in the service of her gracious magnificence. When we appear in her name or speak on her behalf, we are bound by tradition.
Slower.
No one here. They must have removed the body already.
Get away, horse.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything.
Using our Witcher senses at the moment. There we go.
Hobnailed boots. Multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went. Walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
There's some enemies over there. Drowners. Which means if we want to put some oil on our sword. Still giving me tutorials.
Got guests. Careful.
These aren't no normal drowners. Ooh. Stun you, spikes on them. So. Oh shit. Whoa, they explode. This guy's struggling with it. Pretty tough. Oh shit. Fuck it out.
By the smell of blood. Let's keep looking. Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Look at the chest on the river. Some new boots. Wooden spoon, great. Doesn't seem to be any more chests down there.
Footprints. See them? And a rut made by the hull of a boat. Left recently, I'd say. Dragged some nets onto the bank, then cut them to untangle them. Lot of blood, so the corpse must have been cut up. Quartered, maybe.
It's likely they loaded the body parts onto a boat and sailed off.
Gonna dive in, check the other nets. Only blood-soaked scraps left of the victim's clothing. Good quality cloth.
A wealthy victim, correct?
Looks it. Nets were attached here.
What have we got in here? No, we already picked that before, didn't we? Wait, what's that? There we go.
Silk kerchief. Monogrammed DLC. A noble's accessory, clearly. Be nice to know where they took the corpse.
What now?
This isn't the site of the murder. We know that. Current brought the body here. Corpse got caught in the nets. Guardsmen pulled it out, put it in a boat and took it somewhere. Need to find out where. I'd like to look at the corpse before it starts to decompose.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen the guardsmen, which direction they took. We should ask there.
Suspicious looking character on the ridge.
One thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC. Mean anything to you?
Delacroix? It cannot be. Was it he the beast slew?
Seems so. Knew him well?
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of extremes, standing by his companions no matter the odds, fighting his foes to the bitter end.
Foes? You have a lot of them?
He did, but I do not see what that has to do with the beast. Ah, Geralt, you've struck a raw nerve. Memories of a time long past, to which I'd rather not return now.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
I shall have to leave you soon. Return to court.
Barely got back to Toussaint.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I'd feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time.
Really cool looking game. There's nothing else in the water. I like to hide things in the water in this game. Okay. Don't seem to be anything here.
Once you have finished examining the corpse, be sure to report to Anarietta.
Anarietta?
Her Grace, the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomrin's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
A watering hole for traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Toussaint.
What? With no lads brave enough? Of course we have. Bravery's not enough against the beast.
Alright, let's check this notice board out. Tutorials. Right, so what have we got on this contract board? I'm going to sit here and read all of these. We'll be here forever otherwise. Most of these you collect them, they give you contracts or they give you points of interest.
Could be good coin to be made.
So I just go through these and it'll register that we've read it all. And give us a load of missions. Tutorial. Yes. That's what we was fighting. There's scurvers. Right. Finish the two.
Night, bluff, and wine
By my troth, could that be the musty scent of fresh pate?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac-Peyran. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us. Your companion as well.
But why do I not detect even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
No soup today, on account of there being no crayfish. I reckon you've not heard, but all I caught was a corpse. I awoke at the crack of dawn, as I do each day, but when I looked up, I beheld a blood-red sky.
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a far-off land by her gracious magnificence. He is tasked with tracking and killing the beast.
We invited 2 men to join us, yet since Sir de Peyrac-Peyran in temperament is more akin to hare than hound, I surmise the other is the hunter. With whom do we have the pleasure?
Name's Geralt.
A humble introduction. You've clearly not tarried long with Sir de Peyrac-Peyran.
Spare us the petty insults. Geralt is a master of the witchering trade. He has questions concerning the beast's last victim.
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun had just risen when I awoke, sat straight up in my bed, looked out the window, and beheld a sky red as blood.
Ask Geralt, please, or we shall be here till winter.
Need to examine the body. Know where they took it?
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corvo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
What? Why, Corvo Bianco is Baron Russell's estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his vineyard was...
A shady character again. Look.
Who was that? Woman who just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Linnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Russell's vineyard was auctioned off? Inconceivable!
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property. The Ducal Chancellery bought it, in fact. Russell now bunks with his brother in Vicofaro.
I told Russell he'd get his comeuppance. How long can one throw on past heroics? His creditors must finally have to find that his promises meant nothing.
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent the beast to punish us for straying from the old paths.
Thanks for the hospitality. Time I examined the corpse.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the tourney grounds. Just follow the road and you'll arrive.
Not coming with? Oh yeah, duty of some sort calls.
Some sort? Ha! Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Venice. I'm to play the hare during this year's game in the Palace Gardens. When you see me in my costume, you will wet yourself laughing.
Tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving lengthy digressions into local history and tradition. So, see you later, Milton, and good luck.
Alright, let's go.
Oh, dear fellow, with
Our next mission.
you must have...
wonder if that shady person's still around.
Witcher, please, sir, find that beast.
Alright. A horse. There you go.
Run, Roach.
Fucking get out of the way.
Be gone from my sight.
Sounds of a fight. Have to hurry. Move it! Damn it. Killer must still be here. Throat torn open by man-like jaws. Man-like. Except for long fangs. Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire. Not an Ekimara, though. Or a Fletter. Bruxa. Gotta be. Woman
Was
from
that-
the inn was wearing this
There's
coat.
that coat.
In the cellar. Gotta be. Attacker had no trouble knocking over the cart. Claw wounds. From 5 separate claws. Spread of a small human hand.
Well, there's a vampire in here. We should put on some vampire oil for a start. Which is... I have no idea which one, but we'll find it. There we go. There we go. One thing we need to do, meditate, so we get our potions back. Right, there we go. Now we're ready to go.
Footprints. Small, bare feet. Lead deeper into the cellar.
Let's get a torch out.
Hurled against the wall with great force. Used this to batter down the grate.
Holy shit. Use the body to knock down the
A lot of
fence.
strength to batter this down.
Okay, and I'm about to go and fight it. Well, if it is here, we need the correct bombs as well. We want some moon dust. Where is it? There it is. Ditrium bomb. Oh, here we go.
You. Saw you at the inn. I know what you are. Don't know why you killed these people, though. Clearly wasn't for their blood. don't have to fight.
You are wrong. I cannot let you leave.
Oh, we're gonna want kitchen bomb, Win, and also drink some black blood because vampires hate this shit. Which are blood injures. Vampires are necrophages when they wound him. Look. Consume. Right. Oh, bloody hell, I took a hit already, look. Shielding. What's it doing? Oh, fuck. I don't have powers in there either, I forgot. Jesus, this thing's not going to be easy. I haven't even landed a hit on it yet. Fucking hell, it's quick. Spell set. Come on, you bastard.
Time to end this.
Jesus. Ah, no, wrong spell. Wrong shield. So quick. We need to try some moon dust on this bit. Right, there we go. I'm going invisible at least. Ah, now you're gonna get that black blood shit. Look. Yeah. Take some of that. Oh, nice heavy land. Nice, come on. We got this. Some more moon dust, look, damage. The powers, come on, we'll finish off with a heavy hit, ready? Oh, he blocked it. Yeah, that one.
Killed all these men to get to the body. What was she doing at the table, though?
Nice, there we go, our first vampire slain. This table should
Stinks. Waterlogged. Both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought. Laid in water for some time. Head swollen. And something took a few bites out of it. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins. Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient thinking beast. Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claws into the victim's heart. No Bruxa did this. Third hand, A spare? Except it's clearly not the victims. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something.
Just puts a hand in his pocket. That'll do. We'll take that.
So, murderer was clearly a monster, but not a Bruxa. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand belong to? Why the hell's it still warm? Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. What's the significance? And why was he chopped up into pieces? Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about the other victims. I'll ask Palmerin to get me in to see the Duchess.